Back to the ML Sports Platter, brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and Welch and Company Jewelers. We finally did it. Let's bring him on. National Insider, features writer, reporter for Go Long. Go subscribe, golongtd.com. He's one of the best in the business, a guy who is way up here, helps set the standard for media, in my opinion. Long-form writing. Nobody does it like this dude. He's an entrepreneur as well, running his own show. His career speaks for itself. It is my man, Tyler Dunne. What's up, dude? We finally did it.
We did, Mike. It's always a pleasure to join you. I think the last time we chatted football, it was on the phone, and I'm like driving through Ellicottville into Little Valley into Salamanca back roads because we're building a house, and it was in and out with the service. This is beautiful, man. It's great out in Western New York. I got the birds behind me. Sonny's knocking on the window. We're trying to keep him at bay. We're making it happen.
I see you cleared the snow off the back deck, so I appreciate that as well.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, nice job. The Dunne compound is snow-free for. Don't worry, you'll get a couple weeks. You'll get a little bit. Buffalo Bills draft. Hit me. What'd you like the most?
All right, now hear me out. I was on the draft a wide receiver bandwagon. I feel like Josh Allen isn't getting any younger. The best way to maximize this talent is to flood him with weapons. But I also just sat down with Brandon Beane for an hour. We're going to have the full conversation live at Go Long on Thursday morning. So I think folks will enjoy it. And he really did detail his vision and how he envisions this team winning in January. And I see it. I can buy into it. It makes a hell of a lot of sense. And look, you can look at it two ways. You run into this brick wall that is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. After that game, I'm thinking, hell, if you can't stop them, and they haven't been able to stop them, the numbers bleed off the screen, beat them 45-38. Get weapons. Try to win that kind of game. But then you see what Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and the Eagles did to Mahomes. It's like, it can be done. It can be done. And that's really the vision that Brandon Beane has had as GM all along. He's always wanted to build up front on the D-line. So you've got to love the moves that they made this spring, I think.
Yeah, and I think the last 25 years, the actual real model above all that, the Giants front line twice against Brady. I mean, you got to be able you got to look at that and go, QB's best number one, no doubt about it, position in sports, but stopping the QB is the number two thing in sports. And so, you kind of get into that conundrum of wide receiver and weaponry versus, well, yeah, but we got to get the other guy too. The Bills, though, my Bills people are going to, my buddies are going to come at me. I'm going to get the text during this. I'm negative, blah, blah, blah. But this is where I come in with the draft now and regular season games and camp. Everybody's pumped up. Oh, St. John Fisher, here we go again. But here's where I lie with the draft too. I just the fan part of me. I just kind of sit back and I'm not like really involved emotionally either in that. Because here's the thing. Get all the draft picks. Win all the regular season games. It's been fun. Allen, Beane, McDermott, winning divisions. Home field advantage winning games. They're on prime time. It's fun to be a Bills fan again. They've been the best, a top 3 team, a top 5 team in the NFL for the last 5 years. But we know, Tyler Dunne, it comes down to that one day in January. Is that fair?
Absolutely, it's fair. It means you're alive, too. You know what I mean? Like, what's better? If you're a Bills fan, do you prefer 17 years, no playoffs, irrelevancy, go right through the quarterback?
Right now.
Yeah, right.
But it's still, the narrative's fair, though, to say with this open, it's still about that one day.
It absolutely is fair. They should be judged by how they perform in January when you've got Josh Allen as your quarterback. You've got a Hall of Fame quarterback. You've got an opportunity to win not just one Super Bowl, but multiple Super Bowls. This team has come agonizingly close. That is torture. 13 seconds, right? All of these playoff games are, but 13 seconds, and then the one right here in Western New York, brutal, a missed field goal. And then, of course, you have last year with the spot of the ball and the 4th and 5, and Mahomes just turning it on and running that quarterback keeper, and the Bills don't know what the hell's going on. Greg Rousseau told us that the day after the game, like they weren't prepared. Yeah, it's an opportunity lost. It's rings lost every time you don't get to the Super Bowl and win it with this quarterback. But I think that does speak to the overall health of the organization. It's It's in a great spot. Look, I think it's better to be alive and to feel that pain if you are a Western New Yorker, if you are a Bills fan, because what's the alternative? It's being numb and not really giving a crap as you go 7-9 with Dick Duran. Or the hockey team's kind of in that place right now where I think Sabre fans remember what it feels like to be alive in those playoff runs. It's, the pain is worse. The pain is absolutely worse in the playoffs, but the real possibility of the payoff of the championship, of the parade down Delaware Avenue, knowing you're that close, it makes it all worth it, I think, if you're a Bills fan.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about the draft before. I don't talk about before Halloween. What about a couple weeks after Labor Day? I mean, you don't want to be thinking about that. And the Sabres, I can't even find the Sabres. We got to go way down to the basement to find those guys. Tyler Dunne with us, Go Long TD. Go get them on the social platforms and subscribe at golongtd.com. So creative to call it Go Long TD, touchdown Tyler Dunne. TD, of course. I mean, the guy's a genius. I'll give you the whole floor on the draft. Maybe take 2-3 minutes, just things that are popping in your head. What you liked, what you didn't like. Is the draft more overrated, underrated? I thought the Packers struck gold with Golden. I think he's going to be a great down the field pick. Abdul Carter, I love. Travis Hunter, the trade, Browns, Jags. Take me around it a little bit, maybe 2 minutes, and I got one to close, and I'll get you out of here to the chaos and no snow behind you finally.
You're all good. I think the New York Giants win this draft. They needed to somehow, some way, chart a direction of positivity, whatever that looks like. Because up to this draft, and look, I've been probably the loudest proponent for all things Joe Shane, Brian Daboll. I believe that both played significant roles in why the Bills are where they are right now, winning divisions 5 years in a row, talking Super Bowl, Josh Allen, freak show. Shane helped find him. Daboll helped develop him. But that's what got them hired. Now you got to do that with the Giants. They kind of wasted their time in retrospect with Daniel Jones. Let's just tell it like it is. 3 years lost that you'll never get back because you thought that this quarterback, whose ceiling was very clear to many, and I've been waffling on all things Daniel Jones, admittedly, it took you that long to realize he's not the guy. Russ Wilson, Jameis Winston, they're not the long-term answers. You had to sign somebody. You have to somehow try to win games to justify your jobs. But I feel like in this draft, they had to hitch their wagon to somebody. You have to develop somebody. That's why you're hired. That's why Brian Daboll is known as one of, if not the best teacher of the position in the sport. Give him a chance with somebody that he loves. And by all accounts, he loves Jackson Dart. And so that's number one. You got Jackson Dart. But number two, you didn't force it. You didn't take him at 3. You didn't trade down from 3. You stuck at 3. You got maybe the best player in the draft in Abdul Carter. And then you also get to 26. You play this game of chicken. Like you're waiting and waiting. You're holding. I can't imagine how stressful it really was for the New York Giants in that draft room. And you didn't really give up a ton to get him. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons gave up a future first for James Pierce, which I like too, by the way. They need an edge rusher. But the Giants didn't give up that much to get back into the first, to take Jackson Dart. I mean, I love Cam Scatabo. Their draft start to finish, I think, positions the Giants well to be competitive in 2025 and to maybe really legitimately compete for a Super Bowl 26, 27, 28, if Dart is the answer.
That division is brutal. I mean, you got the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. The Eagles are going nowhere. Best GM in football, I think, resides in the city of brotherly love. I think it's a 1-1A deal, him and Brett Veach, Brandon Beane behind that. But good grief. I mean, between the Commander, you never have to worry about the Cowboys, but the Commanders and the freaking Eagles, my God. The final thing I want to ask you is this, in 90 seconds or so that I have. You're in the daily grind of the NFL. This is 24/7, 365. The draft has never been bigger. Offseason storylines have never been bigger. You can call it overrated or underrated at times, but it's a year-round sport. It never ends. There's a story every single day. Social media is bonkers every day. You're doing long form. When you approach this job every day, what's the hardest part?
I think you just nailed it, Mike. There's so much out there. There's a million podcasts. There's a million websites. The TV networks are covering the draft and all things NFL like never before. It is nonstop, and it's part of the problem, really. I mean, Shador Sanders is kind of built up as something he never was
Yeah, it's like a
in the
60
media,
story.
right? But that's the nature of it. And look, I'm not gonna bemoan it and begrudge it too much because there is a curiosity and an interest and an intense desire for all things NFL. But to answer your question, like, how do you kind of rise above it all
Right.
to make people stop what they're doing in the course of their day? You mentioned like the madness we both got going on with our families. We're running around. Like, what's going to make you stop, hit pause on life, not only read a story, but reach for the wallet in the kitchen and get your credit card out and then punch in that long digit number to buy this content. That's
Grind.
the challenge. So I think about that every day. It's both, and it's not just cranking out columns and podcasts every day. You got to do that when people subscribe. I think they do want a steady stream of content. But I really want to try to work toward creating a story that is going to be worth people's valuable time more than the $8 a month, more than the $50 a year. Time is most valuable in people's lives. So hopefully we can give them that from time to time. And I can promise your listeners, your viewers, I've got some stuff cooking here over the course of the next few weeks, few months that will hopefully, have you reaching for that credit card.
Well, I'm a P1 listener and fan myself. He's the founder of Go Long, of course, national NFL insider, writer, and reporter. GoLongTD.com is where you can find Tyler Dunne. Give him a follow on X as well, at TY Dunne. Oh, and where books are sold, one of my favorites ever, Blood and Guts, How Tight Ends Save Football. You can get that all over major platforms. You're nearby Barnes & Noble. I see it all the time in the stores. I read that thing like this, and I think I texted you every single night when a new chapter came out, and I was losing my mind on the couch. And I'm like, oh, put it down, text, oh, put it, and I was all over you. But that book's amazing. Tyler's platform's incredible. Go subscribe, go buy the book. And Tyler Dunne, thanks for joining us here on the ML Sports Platter, brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and Welch & Company Jewelers. Next time I see you, it better be in person, and it better be in front of 24 chicken wings.
I tell you what, with that sell job you just did for me, Mike, I owe you, we got to get a platter of 50 wings at 911 Tavern in South Buffalo and just go to town.
I have not,
man.
I haven't eaten there, and you told me I need to redo my power rankings after I eat there. So that's going to be the spot, Tyler Dunne. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you a million. Keep crushing, okay? Keep going.
Hey, thank you, man. Really appreciate all the kind words.